Hello, here is the news at this hour from Tstv. I am Olaide Amosu. Here are some major headlines. We will continue to support SMEs, says Oyo Deputy Governor. Buhari names a 7-man panel to probe fraud allegations against EFCC boss MAGU. And on the foreign scene, world leaders pledge aid to Lebanon as fresh clashes erupt in Beirut. An exciting world of sports, Brazil football game postponed after 10 players test positive for COVID-19. Now the news in details. The Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Ralph Olaniyan, has said that the state government will continue to support small and medium-scale enterprises in the state. This he made known on Sunday at the commissioning of a new shopping mall ATM located in the Okeado area of Ibadan. Olaniyan stated that small-scale businesses with adequate support have the potential to be a major employer of labor. He, however, reiterated the state government's desire to support entrepreneurs who choose to do business in the state, stressing that the present administration has put necessary machinery in place to make doing business in Oyo State a stress-free one. Stakeholders and leaders of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Oil Federal Constituency have described the first 15 months of the administration of Governor Seyi Makinde as beneficial to the general masses in the state. They also revealed that the ongoing rehabilitation of roads tagged Operation Zero Potholes across local governments of the state has a direct positive impact on the well-being of the people and socio-economic development of the state, noting that the quality of the project is commendable because it was awarded to a competent and indigenous contractor who believes in the image of the current administration. The leaders also commended all the caretaker chairmen in Oyo Federal Constituency for the proper supervision and total cooperation for the success of the project. Meanwhile, on agriculture, they applauded the governor on the launch of agribusiness empowerment for young farmers at both DFFRI, Awe and Fashola, noting that this will be of great advantage to farmers and young graduates who wish to embark on farming as a job and, by extension, boost the socio-economic development of the constituency and state at large. President Muhammadu Buhari panel has gotten 45 days to submit a report on Malami's allegations from basis of the 5 terms of reference by Sonny Daniel, Northern Region Editor. President Muhammadu Buhari appears to have bowed to public pressure to empanel a Judicial Commission of Inquiry into the financial impropriety leveled against the suspended acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Ibrahim Magu, by his supervising minister, Abubakar Malami, by finally authorizing one to conduct a holistic probe of the man and the finances of the anti-graft agency from 2015 to 2020. The panel, which is still headed by the former president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Ayo Salami, has 6 others as members, which are DIG Anthony Ogbizi Michael, NPF, South, Deputy Chairman Muhammad Abubakar Babadoko, Federal Ministry of Justice, North Central, Hassan Yahaya Abdullahi, DSS, North Central, Muhammad Shamsuddin, OAGF, Northwest, Douglas Egweme, NFIU, Southeast, while Kazim Atitebi, Southwest, will however serve as the secretary. Buhari, in an authority instrument dated July 3, 2020, derivable from the Tribunals of Inquiry Act, gave the panel 5 key terms of reference and 45 days to conduct its inquiry and turn in its report to the presidency. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, and heads of all tertiary institutions are billed for a meeting today to discuss the possibilities of shifting the commencement of admission processes to a new date. Newsmen learned that a date may be picked in September for the kickoff of admission processes for 2020-2021 academic session. It was, however, reported that the possibility of institutions either delaying or prolonging their screening exercises to accommodate candidates who will be taking the 2020 O-level examinations conducted by the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, National Examination Council, and National Business and Technical Examination Board, NABTEB, would be put on the table during the meeting. Meanwhile, in June, during its policy meeting on its headquarters in Buhari, Abuja, the board had announced that this year's admission would commence on August 22nd, 2020. But due to the closure of schools as a result of the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic, it is said have affected about 1,352,988 candidates who scored 120 and above in this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation examination. Moving on to the foreign scene, world leaders has on Sunday pledged to support Lebanon at an online donor conference co-hosted by France and the United Nations as clashes erupted for a second night in devastated Beirut. Representatives from 36 countries and international organizations participated in the meeting, including French President Emmanuel Macron, United States President Donald Trump, and Jordanian King Abdullah II. The aim, however, was to raise funds to help the country recover from the massive explosion of a port in Beirut on Tuesday that killed at least 158 people, wounded 6,000, displaced some 250,000 to 300,000 from their homes, and inflicted massive destruction across the city. It was reported that more than 252.7 million euros, that's $298 million in emergency aid, was pledged. Meanwhile, several world leaders warned Lebanon that the aid being extended must be paired with the reforms being demanded by protesters and international institutions. The head of the International Monetary Fund said urgent fiscal reforms were needed in order to be able to tap fully into relief funds. The leaders have, however, said that they would support efforts to conduct an independent and impartial investigation to determine exactly what caused the explosion. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has on Sunday announced that India will stop importing 101 items of military equipment in an effort to boost domestic defense production. Singh said the move follows Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's call for defense self-reliance. India has, however, accelerated military purchases in the wake of a June border clash between Indian and Chinese troops, with the government approving the purchase of 33 Russian fighter jets and upgrades to 59 other planes in July. The government, who has estimated around 4 trillion rupees worth of orders, will now be placed with the domestic industry over the next 5 to 7 years. Meanwhile, military experts said India is short of combat planes, helicopters, and field guns because of years of low funding. Moving on to the world of sports, 10 members of the Brazilian football team were reported to have tested positive for the coronavirus, forcing a last-minute game postponement. The team was scheduled to face off against Sao Paulo FC without fans present as part of the first weekend of play in the Brazilian national football season. Meanwhile, the move to postpone the game was based on a decision by the Superior Sports Court for Football, which was finally accepted by the Brazilian Football Confederation, CBF. Goiás President Marcelo Almeida, speaking to Newspen, said 10 of their 23 players tested positive, saying he only received the results today. Meanwhile, the season is set to kick off on Saturday, 3 months behind schedule due to the coronavirus pandemic. Under the new protocol imposed by the CBF, all players required to be tested less than 72 hours before each game. Barcelona have offered Man City player Bernardo Silva key squad status in an attempt to bring him to the Nou Camp. According to reports, Barca are keen to sign the Portuguese playmaker and have given him the chance to become an important first-team player. The offer would make Silva, along with Lionel Messi, one of the most integral players at the club. Silva, who has been in fine form this season and is expected to play in the Champions League quarter-final against Lyon next weekend, Barca right-back Nelson Semedo has commonly been linked with a move to Man City and could become part of an exchange deal. However, Silva is said to be on the hunt for the Premier League next season after finishing second to dominant champions Liverpool. And with that, we've come to the end of the news. A recap of the headlines. We will continue to support SMEs, says Oyo Deputy Governor. And Buhari names a 7-man panel to probe fraud allegations against EFCC boss MAGU. And on the foreign scene, world leaders pledge aid to Lebanon as fresh clashes erupt in Beirut. And the world of sports, Brazil football game postponed after 10 players test positive for COVID-19. Please do not forget to always adhere to COVID-19 safety measures. The news was compiled by Mobola Badikale. I am Olaide Amos. Good day and thank you for watching.